Welcome back. As the economic picture for North Dakota continues to change, some are coming up with unique ways to attract new residents. In the mythology of the Old West, there were always the good guys who rode to the rescue. This part of the West sure needs rescuing these days. And there are still good guys, only they're riding in on the web. They call themselves Prairie Opportunity, and they're trying to recruit a few good men and women and children. And I saw your website. On the front page, it says that you have an opportunity for 5,000 people. Not the first 5,000, the right 5,000. What are the right 5,000?
Auditors, writers, editors, software designers, graphic designers, people of that nature there, especially those that are established and have contacts throughout the world. Those are the kind of people that would be economically assimilated immediately into this culture up here. So we look at these people as being the 21st century prairie pioneers.
Speaking of migration, it's an issue in the United States right now. There seems to be a concern that so many people are migrating here. You seem to need people up here. Is there a link between a problem and a solution that you're looking for there?
I don't know if there's a solution there with that, the migration. I assume you're talking around the borders.
Prairie Opportunity's Steve Slocum says they face resistance from old-timers who don't want change.
They're at the age where it probably isn't their problem. But it's my problem. It's the problem of my children.
But the biggest problem is winning city dwellers over to the charms of country life.
It was horrible. You know, we live with iron bars and gates, cameras.
To hear Michael Tristani tell it, life in Miami for his family was expensive and problematic.
The corruption is very bad over there.
In Miami?
Yeah, everybody's corrupt. Our private school was $15,000 a year for third graders. And then our insurance for our cars, insurance on the house. Deductible on the hurricane for the roof is $9,000.
His wife Jeanette says her biggest problem was she felt Miami was unsafe for their 3 children.
The way we were living, we were playing basketball outside. If one of us had to go to the restroom, we'd take all the kids inside and then wait, and then we would go outside. You know, and so they were very sheltered.
Hazleton, North Dakota, population 240. Hazleton has a problem too. Main Street at high noon on a Saturday is so deserted, it seems the townsfolk could be cowering indoors, anticipating a gunfight. Life here is slow. So slow, some fear it could be coming to an end.
It's a combined school.
To promote some much-needed immigration, town leaders have come up with a new twist on an old plan.
We're mastering an elaborate plan to bring people and more students into our community.
In the 19th century, the federal government gave away 160 acres to homesteaders to settle this part of the West. Today, the town of Hazleton, North Dakota, has a modern-day version of that giveaway for the 21st century pioneer.
We're looking for families with lots of children, obviously. We're looking for families that are able to relocate to North Dakota. We're giving them up to 2 free city lots and a financial incentive from $5,000 up to $20,000 towards the construction of a home in our community.
In addition to these incentives, Hazleton is counting on this approach. If you build it, they will come. What they have built is a state-of-the-art school. Ironically, the budget to build the school was bolstered with more than $1 million from a native son who moved to California when he was 16. Community activist Bev Voller was proud to give me a tour of the school.
It seats about 1,800 people.
The gym has an MBA-style padded floor.
This is our computer lab. This is our interactive TV room. The students are able to take the college courses. This here is our theater room. The students are able to watch any world events that might be going on. Weight room. Sometimes the classroom teacher will let them have a hot tub party at the end of the week. We really are a private school with public funding.
But great funding and world-class facilities may not mean much if the seats are empty. Only 15 seniors graduated this year, and primary grades are smaller still.
How many are in your kindergarten class?
7 this year.
But Bev is worried about more than the school.
If there's no school in the community dies.
In step the Tristanis from Miami and their 3 school-aged children. For Michael Tristani, the school, land, and cash added up to an offer he could not refuse. He happily gave up selling real estate in Miami to pursue his passion, cooking. He and Jeanette have just opened Bella's Bistro. For now, it's espressos and cappuccinos, donuts and pizza. They have plans for a larger catering and food processing business. They are thrilled with their new life in Hazleton.
Coming here was the best thing we did for our children. Yeah, the public school system is great. My children's class was 16 in the class. 16. So compared to Florida, it was 45 in a classroom.
And the cost of living is another benefit.
What's happened to your living expenses since you've moved here compared to then?
Dropped.
By what kind of percentage do you think?
80%. 80%. My electric bill was like $490 every month in Florida, compared to $52 here. See, water bill, $200 every 3 months. Over here was $18.
This would be the side door that's going to lead to the garage eventually.
The $20,000 the community contributed helped a lot. The house was built at a local technical school by Native American students for a fraction of the usual cost.
But I think they've done a very, very good job.
Then it was driven to the site and lowered onto a basement foundation.
Pretty much the whole town came out here to see.
It was exactly the atmosphere the Tristanis were looking for.
Peacefulness, the tranquility, no sirens, no loud radios, and just to know that you feel safe, and the community is very supportive, they're very friendly.
They just
Bev Voller says the Hazleton Development Corporation offer attracted a lot of calls, but it's not for everyone.
a lot of them were really curious about the free land and the cash incentive. When we went through the process and explained how the program works, a lot of them weren't able to qualify for a home loan. They be financially successful, they can move their jobs here to North Dakota and fit into the culture.
And that might be a tight fit. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the county Hazleton sits in is more than 99% white.
What's that culture?
The German from Russia, small town living, small town atmosphere, know who your neighbors are.
So let's.
Hazleton hopes to recruit more new neighbors like the Tristanis. So far, 3 more families have signed up to relocate, bringing with them children and the hope that the welcoming Midwestern atmosphere, which defines this part of America, will endure.
Crime is virtually non-existent. Air is clean. People know their neighbors. Businesses know your name and use them. We lock our doors rarely, if ever. It's just a very comfortable place to live. The problem has been we've been very good parents in this area. We've raised our kids and educated them well, and the jobs that we've educated them for are not here.
If the marketing efforts of Prairie Opportunity fail to turn back this trend, Western North Dakota could once again become a place where the buffalo roam and mainly the deer and the antelope and the horses play. And these graduates may one day find they can't go home again. In recent years, the state government of North Dakota considered a resolution removing the word North from the state name, claiming that it inhibited economic investment. They also claimed that their neighbor, South Dakota, had certain perceived advantages with the inclusion of the word South in their name. The measure failed to pass. I hope you'll join us next time on Witness.